And we should be live again. Welcome back, everybody. Just gonna check everything's working okay on OBS. Everything's fine. Good. Hello, Brenton. Nice to see you again. Yeah, we are back on SODOR today. Just going to carry on doing what we were doing yesterday for a couple of hours, and then that will be the end of today's stream day. And then we will be next back on tomorrow with the Isle. So, so I'm happy with the sandstone walling going on around here. I'm happy with that. I think I'm overall happy with this garden. I might add a couple more features to it. Oh, hello, Rob. Let's see. No, I'm happy with this garden area. I think it's fine as it is. I might just replace this bit in the middle. Where is yeah. Hello, Wandering Rambler. Ooh, sorry. Sorry about that, everyone. Well, thank you, Wandering Rambler. I know it was quite a long video, so props to you for making it through the entire thing. It's actually done surprisingly well on the channel. It's gotten quite a few views and stuff, which honestly surprises me. It's not been like I feel I need to qualify. Like it's not been overly successful in terms of subscribers. Like we haven't really gained that many from it, but it has been quite popular in terms of views, which is always nice. I have to be honest, I think in terms of subscribers, we're not doing too great this year, to be honest. But I'm hoping that when Jurassic World Evolution 3 comes out, that'll help us a bit more. And I do have a couple of videos I want to make about rebirth and stuff, so I'm sure that'll help us out a bit as well. That's a bit nicer than what we had before. Yeah, that's better. Ah, you're at the part with the marine species pack, yeah. There's not too much more after that, admittedly. Fletcher gets a Deco King. Oh, well, I mean, thank you, Rob. I do my best. Sometimes I look at Evo and, like, she's so much better. Yeah, her parks are so much better than some I've come up with. We have two very distinctive styles, me and Evo. Which I think works in our favour, actually. Right. So this I'm just going to have as a... I want a fence, but I want it to be not huge. So I'm thinking of doing like... Control 1, no, Control 2. There we go. I'm going to use the handrail fence and... trying to figure out which way it has to go. I think it needs to go... I think it has to go that way. Okay, so... Oops. Rather mucked that up. Just gonna also tidy up some of these vegetation positions. So yeah, this handrail fence I think works quite nicely here. I'm gonna have to do a little shifting about of some things. So these mock little computer screens. One there. It would be awesome if Jurassic World Evolution 3 would have a large plateau map. Perhaps. I take it you mean something a bit like from the original Lost World novel. Not Michael Crichton's Lost World novel, I mean Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's Lost World novel. Make for an interesting place to build a park. Okay, that's a bit better. I think we probably need to have some actual seating here. So I'm going to get rid of this. And instead, we're going to have control 1. Thank you. Might need to move some of these bench positions. Nope. Now they'll be able to view anything in here, or what we decide to put in here. Now this did have compies in. I'm thinking we can put something a little bigger in here this time. Oh, and I'm also going to get rid of this ugly, not technically invisible fence. There we go. And I didn't put any rocks or stones in this enclosure. How bizarre. Okay. I did remove all of the animals from this particular park, Brenson. I don't have Protoceratops installed, Rob. Also, it's going to be a carnivore, so... I mean, we could do Troodon. That being said, I kind of think... maybe we need to... put in a proper fence. Just for... maybe not. don't want to mess around with replacing all the fence layers too much. We'll leave it like that. So yeah, maybe we could do Troodos. We'll do alterations to these two enclosures, and then we'll go and find some animals for them. I'm going to get rid of again this here, and again we'll put the where is it? Handrail fence. Lovely. And then again, replace with invisible walls. Properly invisible walls. Again, there are no stones in this enclosure. Apart from that one there. I think it's because the animals going in here were all going to be small, so I was like, I don't see any point putting massive animals in here. I think we need a few more trees here, though. So how's everyone's days been? Has anyone been up to anything interesting? Not really, just school. Oh well. I'm glad that I'm bringing you something interesting to watch, Brinson. Just leave that one there, shall I? Oh, another one. Oh, I think we had a bit of an internet skip there. Sorry about that. Hello, Orchard. 14 hours deep in your ISLA sauna park. Is that Jurassic World Evolution 2 ISLA sauna? Or Jurassic World Evolution 1? Because there's if it's Jurassic World Evolution 1, some of those ISLA sauna parks I built took ages on ISLA sauna. It works just for some nice decoration there. A beloved Dutch TV presenter passed away today. Ah, sorry to hear that, Brenson. And it's Jurassic World Evolution 2. I don't think I've actually built a whole park on the Isla Sauna map on JWE2. I find it difficult to get inspiration on that particular map. I think the rest of this I'm relatively happy with. Happy with that. This one doesn't need a fountain patch, so I'm fine with that. Hello, Evo. Yeah, I think the problem with the ISLA map for me is that there's too many Jurassic Park 3 Easter eggs on it. Like, I really struggle to get the map to... There's always that little thing in the back of my head that's like... There's an airfield right there. Like, it's kind of in the... It kind of spoils the view. So yeah, I have never actually built a park on the ISLA map. Where shall we have the seating area for viewing? I think it makes sense for it to be here. Everyone should be on their best behavior whether Evo is here or not. That's better. Yeah. That'll give a nice view. Funny you should say that, Evo. I don't remember you ever building a park there. Have you just struck upon an idea for Evo to do a build? Okay, I think I'm reasonably happy with this. Actually, I think it would look better if we divide that off a little bit. No, no, grab the fence. I want you to grab the fence. Thank you. There we go. Yeah, I think I prefer that. Okay. Let's go find some dinosaurs. ISLA SODOR V2. Now that map sucks. So close to greatness, but then Frontier decided to block off the coastline with a line of trees that we can't get rid of. Yes. Do you remember when the square maps first came to the game? And they didn't have anything around the boundaries, and they had to patch in adding trees around the boundary. Frontier, you never cease to disappoint. Right. Let's get some dinosaurs. We need a small-ish carnivore and a herbivore that's not going to be like too compressed in that enclosure. So we originally had compies in there. So I'm thinking something true. Berenson said Truodon, didn't he? Where is our Truodon? Truodon has some lovely skins. I will... As much as I think it would have been better if Truodon had been feathered, I think it has some lovely skins in this game. Let's have a look. Something that's going to stand out amongst the desert style enclosure we've built for it. Now, I quite like the blue. Truodon is one of those animals where every pattern and every skin look great together. So it's really difficult to actually like pick. I quite like that one. That one looks good also, though. Berenson says Pelophylax. Okay, Berenson, since you picked Truodon. So Berenson's will be Gambia River Basin and Pelophylax. And let's have another combination. Let's go with color-wise. Let's go with Death Valley. Hello, King Giga. My theory is that the maps were initially meant to be that bit bigger, but they shrunk them last minute. Possibly. It does seem like a bit of a strange oversight to have had that strip there. Oh, you know what? Rana just looks so good on that. But then so does Kalkarana. But actually, I think we're going to go with Lithobates. I think Lithobates looks good without being gaudy. Oof. Right, and let's pick Herbivore. So originally it was Oviraptor. I think we could go with something slightly bigger. But not too many of them. When are you going to continue your videos where you talk about the different skins and patterns? You mean the video I did on where whether they get the names of these environments from and what some of the animals are inside of them. That particular video didn't do very well on the channel. I'm sure Evo has been here, or has been in a similar situation where you spend a long time researching and getting everything together to make a video, and then you make it and you upload it and it does really badly. And you just think, why did I bother? But I might carry it on. I might do the next part. We are too nerdy. Yeah. Well, I might carry it on. I'm kind of... There's a couple of videos I want to do, like, first. I want to do a video looking at why dinosaurs aren't enough anymore for the franchise. Off the back of the Rebirth trailer. And I also obviously want to do a mod spotlight on your updated mods, Rob. But I might do the next part of that environmental biomes one as well. I don't know what dinosaur to put in here. Diabloceratops is big. I think Diabloceratops is too big for that enclosure. could put Corythoraptor in there. Although I don't want to put too many modded animals. I'm trying to think if is there a herbivore I don't use very often. And to be honest, I use a lot of these guys quite a lot. I haven't used Minmai in a while. And I don't think I've used Euoplocephalus either. Let's use Minmai. I think Minmai suits the enclosure. Let's get rid of that. Let's have a look at body colors. Oh, I do quite like the grey and orange. Dinosaurs are wow enough. Yeah. I mean, that's always been my opinion. I don't watch Goji Center, no, Nicholas. Like when it comes to any Jurassic or dinosaur stuff, I watch Evo or Your Dinosaurs Are Wrong. I don't watch anyone else. I used to watch Clayton. I went off him years ago before he found Christianity. I used to watch Best in Slot, and then I went off him after his Jurassic World Evolution 1 shilling. I never watched Gaming Beaver, so yeah. Evo is the only one of the original creators I found when Jurassic World Evolution 1 came out that I've stuck with. Evo is the survivor. Okay, a grey and orange. I think we need something a little nicer in colour than that. As much as Minmai is cute, I don't think its skins are quite as good as they could have been. That works kind of. You know what? I don't mind that, actually. It's a bit crocodilian, but I don't mind that. Champlain Valley. I mean, speaking of that biome video, it would be Champlain Valley, Salar del Huasco, and Limpopo River. That would be the next 3 I do. Because I'm doing them in packs of 3, as it were. Yeah. Right, back to the park. Oh, Rob, you're putting me on the spot with your question about Nemeg. I don't want any more sauropods in my list. Like, I've got quite a few sauropods. So, I'm not getting any more new sauropod species. It looks good, though. I did have a look at it. It looks pretty decent. What's wrong with Gaming Beaver? He's a good guy and a comedic gamer. There's something about his style that just doesn't gel with me. I prefer YouTubers that have a bit more of I don't know. It's difficult to put my money on. Like, I just can't watch a Gaming Beaver video. It just... something digs at me about it. I don't know whether it's his editing style or the sound of his voice or just how he makes his videos. I just can't sort of gel with them, which is fine, you know. Not everyone can like every YouTuber as it is. Trudon was first. Where is Trudon? Hello, Guillermo. Yeah, everyone has their own things that they watch, you know. And obviously that's kind of key to succeeding on YouTube anyway, is to not be the same as somebody else. If you want to be, like, massively successful, you have to bring something different. I've never treated YouTube as something I wanted to be massively successful. Just simply because I don't think I could handle the pressure. Like, having... I can't imagine having so many subscribers that when you're doing a live stream, you can't read people's messages. I can't imagine that sort of level of attention. I'm happy plodding along at a sedate pace. Admittedly,
assets in the air.
The beginning of this year has not been quite as nice as I would have hoped for subs, but that's because, as Evo pointed out to me earlier today, like, I didn't do anything for Rebirth, and we're still waiting for Jurassic World Evolution 3 news. But that retrospective video needed to be done. Like, it was my passion project. It had to get done and dusted. I couldn't just take time out.
Commencing asset transit.
It was one of those projects where, like, if you take time out from it, you never get it done. I think 6 Trudon in a paddock this size makes sense. I don't think it's too many.
Delivery complete.
Oh, well, thank you, Rob. I mean, me and Evo, I would say, make the most...
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a Troodon to the park.
Asset
Let me
being
rephrase that.
transported.
There are much more extreme levels of park creation for Jurassic World Evolution 2 that I've seen through Evo's Battle of the Builders. But I think when it comes... I think me and Evo have a very happy median of, like, we make parks
Transporting asset.
that don't require months and months of work. They're just
Delivery
good
has been completed.
40-50 hour builds that still resemble
Transit has commenced.
parks as opposed to, well, Ferris wheels built out of cargo containers, for example.
Asset transportation underway.
Yeah, I think Troodons work for this size of enclosure. I think they work with these types of fencing. I think this particular skin works quite
Asset
nicely.
delivery confirmed.
I always get bored of people, like, when they do, say, like, they make a desert enclosure. They go, oh, the skin has to be orange or it has to be yellow. I think you should almost do, like, the opposite. I think some of the best enclosures I do are, like, picking a dinosaur species you wouldn't necessarily expect to inhabit a particular environment and give it a skin you wouldn't necessarily particularly think it would have for that environment. Because I think the contrast works quite well. Like, Some of my favorite enclosures are sauropod enclosures based on a desert theme with quite bright colorations.
Transportation.
So I think that
complete.
it looks really good. People can cry realism as much as they like, but have they ever seen like particular types of lizard that exist in deserts today that are like fluorescent orange and blue? Like, come on. If you want to be realistic, you've got to accept that there are very vibrant colorations in the real world. Minmai. Where is Minmai? Or Minmi? However you want to pronounce it. Honestly, the one thing Jurassic World Evolution 3 needs is some mechanics that were in JPOG. Yes, it is funny to think. I say funny in a really sort of not funny, but in a this is not funny that it's funny way. There are so many things that Jurassic Park Operation Genesis did that Jurassic World Evolution 2 still cannot do. JWE2 still cannot have people sitting on the seating, even though this was something capable of games 20 years ago. JPOG was capable of having in-depth management that wasn't over the top. It was still simple, but it was deeper management than this game has ever achieved.
Heading to collect the asset.
JPOG was able to have like
Asset
behavioral
collection
animations
request received.
that didn't lead to dinosaurs stopping and waiting for the
En
other
route to
dinosaur
pick up
to
the
come
asset.
for the animation to play. No. Minmai the QC turtle boy that makes you want it as a plushie. Megalodon plushie.
Asset has been collected.
If you made a red tiger striped Megalodon plushie, Evo would kill you for it. She would just be like, here's all of my money. Give me... In the same way that if someone made the tiger stripe pattern Hoangosaurus as a plushie, I would be like, here's all my money, I want one. Yeah, JPOG didn't have loads of animations, but I tell you what, JPOG was the first time I saw an animation of a velociraptor climbing up a fence. I'd never seen an animation of an animal in an Animal Park building game that was like that.
Asset in transit. Asset transported.
I reckon we might... Got 4 Minmai here. I reckon we might be able to have an animal living alongside them.
Asset transportation in progress. Confirming asset delivery.
Oh look, there's a social animation playing out. Oh, and they're waiting for another. The other group, the other pair of animals, they're waiting for a social. There we go. So dynamic, Richard Newbold. So dynamic. Anyway, sarcasm aside. You know, even though there's probably easily room enough for another animal in here or a few more minmi, I think I'm going to leave it at 4 minmi. I don't want to overflow these enclosures. I do want the enclosures to feel less restrictive for them. Like, we've only got 5 Hwango in here. I mean, it could easily hold 8, really. Right. Which way shall we go? Let's go this way, because this is like one of the biggest paddocks in my park, and it's the one that probably needs the most changes. First thing I'm going to do is we are going to completely change the glass, thanks to Rob's mod. I actually think I'm also gonna... I'm just gonna get rid of these trees here, and make it a little bit easier. Whoops. Make it a little bit easier. Redesign this area. So what I want to do is redesign this edge of the fence, so that we have 2 very definite viewing areas, probably one there and one here, which will have glass walls in front, and then we can still have the fencing. So really, I need to get rid of that. Get rid of this fence here, and this fence here. Get rid of that. There we go. Hello, Dino Man. Yeah, at least they can climb the fences in Jurassic World Evolution 2, although I don't remember ever seeing them do it in my game. Did you ever use the Jurassic Park Legacy mods? I think a long time ago. I haven't used it since the game finished development. And I think we can say finished development now. Okay, so we're gonna put one there. Just tilt that one a little bit. And do the same here, so 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. Right. Now what we want is some of Rob's wonderful glass. Am I blind? Yeah. Now, I don't think we'll use the lagoon glass. I think that's a tad excessive. I think the aviary glass would be fine. The only problem is the curve. We could use the smaller glass pieces. That would make it easier for us to make the curve. Of course, naturally... Okay, I'm reasonably happy with. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3. There we go. Yeah, I think that's good. Ah, Evo hasn't seen this version of your mod, Rob. Let me find an empty place. So, Evo, Rob commissioned this. I'll come over here. So you get 4 types of glass. You get a standard glass panel, a glass panel with reinforcements around the edge, the front of the aviary gallery, and the front of the lagoon gallery. Because Rob discovered that you can take bits out of pre-built models and use them. So at some point I actually want to talk to Viral Cyclops about cutting apart some of these lagoon decorations so that we can get them as placeable pieces. Well, Rob, since I have it, I could probably pass it over to Evo, or you can do it if you would rather. Either way, I think Evo is going to love that. Right. What type of fencing should we use here? I suppose the Roman fortification fencing works. Yeah, okay. I'm actually going to replace that. Get rid of that. And replace that. You know, these log fences remind me so much of the like the fence pieces we see in Prehistoric Park. Like they so remind me of the Prehistoric Park ones. Oh yeah, I mean, if I was going to build like greenhouse structures and stuff, definitely. One thing I am going to do is I am going to put invisible fencing under it, because I kind of think that just makes it look a little bit stronger. Like, the glass can occasionally look a little flimsy, but I think with a little reinforcement bar along the bottom, I think it looks stronger. What has happened here? Okay, so I'm happier with this edge. The prehistoric park Titanosaur model was pretty good. I also used to... I liked their Parasaurolophus model too. Oh, the making of the war game with dinosaurs mean. Well, I was struggling to think about what sort of video to have on the background of that particular chapter post. And I was like, oh, it's got to be the Utahraptor at the end of Walking with Dinosaurs making of. Just works too good. I cracked up for like 5 minutes afterwards. Now, what I don't know is whether I want to keep this wall or whether I want to get rid of it. As much as I like these mural walls, and I really do like them, they have one really big problem, and that is you can't change what's on them. It's a mirrored texture. So when you have a lot of them in a row like this, it looks really fake. Which, I know obviously it is fake, but it looks worse fake. So I'm thinking maybe remove the ones in the middle and just have one at either end. Okey-dokey. Let's get the Roman fortification wall. We need to hit Control 1. No, it's not Control 1, it's Control 2. Control 2 to get rid of the snap. Then we can put in the log wall. See, I think the log wall looks better. To be honest, I think it looks better without the mural walls at either end. I don't know, though. Actually, I think the mural walls kind of work. What about if I, instead of having a straight one, what about, put like a curvaceous one? No. I have decided I don't like that. I don't know. What do you folks think? Do they think keep the murals or make it just completely log? I think the murals do help break up the monotony of the logs a little bit. So I do think that works. Keep the murals, says Guillermo. I kind of agree with you, dude. I think it works. Okay, and then obviously on this back wall, I am just going to replace it with some of these replace the wall piece. The replacing thing doesn't always work. Oh, it's because I had Control and 2 on, isn't it? Duh. I need to remember that. I need to remember to turn Control 2 off There we go. That's... I think it's better. Actually, I don't think it is. I actually prefer it with the fence in there. You know what would take the edge off this? If I just put... It's a bit larger than anticipated. I only wanted a little wall. That's all I wanted. Yeah, I think I'm happier with that setup. We can do something with that space. Yeah, I'm happy with this area. Did that yesterday. Let's actually replace the fencing with proper invisible fencing. At least along this line. Yeah, I'm happy with the environment being this this swampy sort of thing. So now all I need to do really is re-add in the trees we removed. We were figuring out what we wanted to do. It's dangerous having a tree that size next to a fence, but I'm sure it'll be fine. And has anything ever gone wrong in a park full of dinosaurs? Hello, Ryan of Chaos. What do you think Jurassic World Evolution 3 will look like on PS5 Pro? I don't have much of an idea, because I stopped being a console gamer many years ago. I would assume it's probably going to have some limitations. I would say it's probably going to have a frame rate cap, I would suggest, but I don't know. I know that PlayStation 5s have that like fidelity mode and that quality mode, don't they? So I would assume they will make use of that. Now that they're not going to be limited to old gen consoles. Incidentally, yeah, I would say a complexity meter is probably a good bet. Honestly, I wish that everything had a complexity meter. Like, I wish we could just, like, turn it on, just so that we could see how the game is thinking about our builds. So I really do think that would be a help. What was I saying? Oh yeah, about the removal of last generation requirement. I don't think it's going to change the game as much as some people think. Like, it will definitely make some aspects of game design easier. Definitely. But I don't think it's going to fundamentally shift it huge amounts. Fundamentally, I never really thought that the quality of Jurassic World Evolution 2, I never really felt that the last gen hardware requirement was to blame. It definitely didn't help, but I don't think it's 100% accurate to say, oh, now that we've got rid of that requirement, the game is going to be like miles better. Which seems to be the suggestions I've seen on Reddit. A little bit. Kind of used the wrong trees there, haven't I? Do I want to put one of those there? Actually, I think that gives quite a pleasing amount of shade. Do you think that the future game show on March 20th will be the announcement? Ooh. That's kind of a bit of a $1 million question at the moment. They've been removed from being tagged in the article about it. I don't think that's as much of a bad sign as some people seem to think. I think it's definitely not necessarily a good sign, but I don't think it's a definite that because of that has happened, it's not going to be there. But to be honest, I don't know. And I'm sure Evo will back me up here. We were all kind of expecting the announcement to have happened already. Like, we all assumed, I think, that we were going to get Rebirth's trailer, and then within a few days, we would at least have something. We would have something. Even if it's not a full trailer, we would at least have an inkling that something was happening, that they were doing something, that an announcement was going to come. And we've had nothing. Which is very, very odd. Now, I definitely think this lends weight to the argument that it's not coming out exactly on the day of the film. And I actually think there's more chance of it not coming out in the month of the movie now than there was before. that's just me hedging my bets, though. I don't think it's I don't think we can say for certain either way. But I wouldn't be surprised if it was not going to come out anywhere near the film. I think it's stupid if they do not bring it out anywhere near the film. If they are deciding to bring it out in November this year, I think they will have shot themselves in the foot and made a complete marketing balls up. Because why would you not take advantage of the movie? But like I say, they would have to be monumentally stupid to do that. This is Frontier, and as we well know by Frontier standards, they can be a little blockheaded. So, you know, it could be the case that they're going to be stupid, but I don't even think Frontier would be that stupid. But I have been wrong before. Trying to follow along Frontier games, I think, again, Evo would attest to this, can be really annoying. Because Frontier are not the world's greatest company when it comes to communication, or even doing what you expect. They always seem to do the opposite of what you would expect. I don't think it would be a case of stupidity. It would be a case of, if it's not done, it's not done. Well, yeah. I would rather, obviously, them take the time to make a good product. And if the game isn't done yet for the release of the film, so be it. I just wish they would communicate that. Like, I just wish that they would communicate more. But, you know, that's Frontier, you know. Communication is a word that Frontier struggles to spell, really. I think this is looking nicer. No, less of a harsh wall here. A bit more openness here. Yeah, I'm liking this. I do believe they are making an effort and getting better with communication with the roadmap. Yes, I think the roadmaps are a good sign. I just really hope that they apply them to evolution. I mean, if I were to be a little bit cynical about it, which, you know, obviously I am, it is kind of standard video game company thing that when they screw up a game's launch, they tend to revert to, oh, well, we're gonna make improvements, and here's a roadmap so you guys can keep track of all the improvements we intend to do over the next, you know, few weeks, months, whatever. It's standard video game company aplomb when they screw up and they know they screwed up. So yeah, I just hope that Frontier sees this as like a good opportunity to actually improve. Okay, this fence did not fence correctly. And now this fence is proving difficult to remove. Yep. Yes, they did give Elite Dangerous a roadmap too, which is, like I say, a good sign. It's definitely a sign that makes me positive that they're trying to be better with communication. You know, like I said in my retrospective, like there is a lot the Frontier has done which we can't ignore. Like the people who say that this game is just a just Jurassic World Evolution 1 with a new frock. No, I don't think you can say that anymore. This game has had too much work put into it, and it's really clear where work has been done. Like, you can't just ignore when good work has happened, and good work has happened with this game. It just can't be ignored. I think these are a little bit too far up. There are tolerances here. Yeah, I think that's so much nicer. Don't really like this. You know what I might do? Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Just gonna put a little hedgerow in here. Just a little. Just a little hedge. Just to more divide off this area from this area, and this from down here. Just a little hedge, just to cut it off, as it were. Okay, and I'm happy with this bit here, leading up to further up there. Yeah, so I think we're now ready to put some animals into our swampy enclosure. Now, last time we had Pachyrhinosaurus and Oranosaurus, I think. So let's go find something similar. Let's go and have a look in the species viewer. I bet all the money I've ever seen that we're not getting a roadmap for JWE3 after 2 of these games. There's no way, says the monster. I don't... like I said, I'm willing to wait and see what happens. As cynical as I am trying my best to give them more of a benefit of a doubt. Like, I freely admit that when it came to Jurassic World Evolution 1, I was really, really critical and really, really harsh. I feel like for Jurassic World Evolution 2, I've been a lot fairer. Like, that 4-hour-long video, I feel, was a lot more fair than my Jurassic World Evolution 1 video. And I feel a lot nice, not necessarily nicer, but I feel that the conclusion of that video makes more sense. You know, the fact that it's a bit of a side grade, that they've made similar errors just in different ways, and that the biggest negative is that they've driven me away as a fan of their games. I think it's a very much fairer conclusion. Um, so I'm trying not to get into the line of thinking that Jurassic World Evolution 3 is going to be a disaster. I want the next game to be better. I do. I really do want to be able to finally make a review about a Jurassic World Evolution game that's really positive. I suppose I'm crossing my fingers that they're going to have not made the same mistakes again. You want to believe? Maybe I'm trying a little bit of your optimism, Evo. Maybe I'm trying to take a little bit of your optimism and sprinkle it into my mindset. Yeah, Monster. I mean, Frontier's a British company. Of course I don't want them to fail. I want them to be successful. I mean, there are so many shitty games companies out there. Like, for once, it would be nice for one games company to be genuinely good. Maybe we could put Inosaurus in here instead of the Pachyrhino. Or maybe Diablo instead. The Centro looks better though than all of them, I think. That being said, now that I have the modded skins on the Pachyrhino, I think actually it might work. Let's keep the Pachyrhino. We'll just give it. We'll just have a look at the skins. I think with all that glass, I think having ceratopsians with massive horns, I just don't think is realistic. I like that green. I think that we are all excited at the beginning, but very quickly, unfortunately, we became sobering. I mean, I wasn't. As Evo will attest, I was very, very, very much not excited at the beginning. I actually really like that combination. I think that looks really good. That's such a classic... This is going to sound weird, but this is like a classic dinosaur color. Like, all of my dinosaur magazines from like the early 90s, it was like this kind of green with this kind of brown. It's such a classic sort of coloration. Right, Pachyrhino, Limpopo River, and Pilprana. Okay, Grandpa, look, I'm 34 on Wednesday. And let's go for a combination that's slightly more out there. That's a bit more out there. Killian Mountains. And Pelophylax. Now, I think the first time I built the park, there was a Rhinoceros living alongside them. No, it was Mutabaras living alongside them. I want to change that round. I want a sauropod. It's going to have to be small. I'm going to put my modded Yamanosaurus in here, because I think it has some really beautiful skins. It's really cute. It's so adorable. I think we'll go for that. I quite like that green and stripy. I want to pet it, says Guillermo. So Yamana, and if we have Yamanosaurus, we can also use the wonderful decorations it comes with. Incidentally, Yamanosaurus was the prototype mod made by this same guy who did the amphibian mod pack. So it comes with a bunch of decorative pieces as well, which is really useful. I think we'll also... Was it this one? No, which one was it? We'll have this one as well, and we'll give it... Given the green stripes. So, Killian Mountains. And Lithobates. Luca. Thank you, Rob. Luca. I'm still curious what these two features are that they're apparently adding to Jurassic World Evolution 3. It feels really strange that they would say that they're not going to change the game that much, but then they would say that they're going to add two much requested features. I suppose it also depends, because what we think of as a feature and what Frontier think of as a feature are very different things. Like, I would not classify the skin system in this game as a feature. It's just a development on the skin system that Jurassic World Evolution 1 already had. For me, a feature should be more substantial, even more sort of gameplay related. I suppose baby dinosaurs would fit in there. I'm not convinced it is baby dinosaurs, though. I think some sort of terrain tools for the lagoons is potentially where I would at least put one of them. Because thinking about how video game companies work, I think the adding of lagoon, like, environmental
Picking up asset.
brushes and stuff, it would be relatively easy to be implemented. It wouldn't be too difficult, and it would get them some really easy points. Like, because everyone's biggest problem in Jurassic World Evolution 2 is the lagoons, and the biggest problem with the lagoons is that they're not designable enough. So it would give them really easy points to just add some terrain modification features. The problem with baby dinosaurs or baby animals is
Asset requiring collection.
even if they use the same model for like similar animals, you're still looking at like 15 to 18 models that would need their own rigs, would need their own animations, would need their own animations interacting with like carnivores
Asset in transit.
and feeders and everything else. I don't think they would put all that work in for it. I think if we were going to get baby dinosaurs, I think it would be a very specific building. Like, I think they would give us the petting zoo building, which would just have some pre-scripted baby dinosaurs in it.
Commencing asset transit.
If they do put baby dinosaurs in properly, they're gonna have to do it right. They have to really do it right. How many Yamanas? Let's put 3 in. We'll put 2 of that color in and 1 of the other color in. Think about it. If they add baby dinosaurs, it will fit the new and advanced system to run Jurassic World Evolution 3 can handle that. Well, my problem writing enough chaos is if they put baby dinosaurs in, they're going to have to completely overhaul everything about how the dinosaurs work in regards to their environment. You also have to make the models, rig the models, animate the models, create the interactions between that and things like the carnivores, etc. I think this is where I always fundamentally disagree with the people who want baby dinosaurs. They say, oh, let's just have baby dinosaurs. They never consider the amount of work that would be required to actually get them into a game. Like, after you make the models, after you rig the models, after you do all the animations, and think about it, every single one of those baby dinosaurs is going to have to be animations of them being killed. So it's not just a couple of animations for each baby, you need a full suite of animations. Then you need to think about how they're going to be made. You know, how are they going to appear? Is it just going to randomly spawn a baby after a while? Are we going to have eggs? Are they going to come out the hatcheries as babies? Then you need to think about how they're going to grow. Are they going to gradually get bigger in size, or are they going to just pop to adult when you're not looking at them? Then you have to think about how they're going to interact with the skin system. Like, are they going to have the same skins as the adults? Are the skins going to apply only when they're adult? Then you have to think about, well, how are they going to apply to the population of each enclosure? Like, are they going to count? Are they not going to count? How is it going to count in regards to, like, the maximum and minimum population requirements for certain dinosaurs in certain enclosures? There's more to it than just, let's have baby dinosaurs. There's a lot more gameplay-related stuff that has to be figured out with it. And I just don't see them going through all that effort. If we get baby dinosaurs, then I want kids as guests. It is throwing it down. Now, I believe if we go to here, we should be able to view our dinosaurs from up here, which is what I wanted to do. Hopefully. Well, these even have rain occlusion. I did a really good job on this. Why am I surprised? This is Kyodenic. Prehistoric Kingdom has a neat thing going on where the babies actually gradually grow up in real time and they don't just magically morph into an adult. Yeah, I mean, but that doesn't surprise me. It's Prehistoric Kingdom. They're putting a lot of work in. But, to defend a little bit, Prehistoric Kingdom has substantially fewer animals than Jurassic World Evolution 2 has, and what we would assume Evolution 3 has. But then I don't think all of Jurassic World Evolution 2's roster is going to make it across to Jurassic World Evolution 3. I suspect there will be some species, I'm going to say more than 5, that we're going to pay for again. I reckon any pre-order, I reckon, is going to have at least a couple of returning animals in it. Like, we already had the Hwango in the Deluxe Edition. I reckon we're probably going to have at least 2 of the 5 animals in there. And I reckon, I don't even think we'll have 5 animals in that edition, in the pre-order edition again. I reckon we might get only 4. Like, I can see it just in sheer terms of, like, trying to squeeze as much money as possible, which is what Frontier needs to do, because financially they're not very good. I can see them finding cuts. You know, Planet Zoo only had 3 animals within its Deluxe Edition, so I can imagine the next Jurassic World game doing the same. Ah, there's my little Yamanas. Nice. How full is this enclosure? Not very full at all, actually. Oh, hang on. I think we're short of a few Yamanosaurus.
Heading to pick up the asset.
I'm not prepared to buy a pack with Hwangosaurus in it twice. No, Monster. I mean, I don't think they would put the same animal in it, but I certainly think we'll get some animals, more animals in DLCs that are from Jurassic World Evolution 2.
Assets in the air. Transportation underway. Asset delivered.
Funny how well this game runs when you have the park shut. Park was not shut. Shut. Why?
Asset has been transported.
I actually really hate the fact that they've made it so that the park automatically opens every time you load into it now. I absolutely really hate that. Get rid of this horrible concrete wall now. We've got some different ones. Although I might keep it. Although I might replace it with just the wood one. We'll see. I don't understand how they tank the performance. Evo thinks it's because of all the calculations that the like amenities and stuff require, which I think is probably quite a good bet. I think it's all the added guest system that probably didn't help. I'm tempted to put one or two more animals in there, but I think that would be sufficient. I think for now we'll leave that as is. What time is it? We've got another 15 minutes or so. I'm not going to go for like 3 hours like I did earlier. This is only going to be a standard sort of stream length. We won't touch the mini golf course this time. Let's maybe have a look over this end. So I'm happy with that. Happy with this. Happy with this. This stone wall here, I'm gonna get rid of that. I need to do stuff like this more often. This having a margin between the path and the fence. We're gonna get rid of these stone walls because it's piece count. And we're gonna replace it with a different one. I do wish that Kaidenic had included like a stone or brick wall in this mod, but the log one is good enough. No, we won't. We'll get rid of it. What we'll do is we'll just get this and shrink this down into ground. Just stretch that. There we go. That looks nicer than that stone wall, I think. And then this fence. Considering we're only probably going to have, because we had monolophos in here, so I think we could have like something reasonably same size-ish. JPOG Island. See, the thing is, I think this is something that people have quite a romantic idealism when it comes to Jurassic Park Operation Genesis. I'm not exactly not guilty of it myself. The thing is, there's a lot about Jurassic Park Operation Genesis that is not good. And curiously enough, I think the two biggest elements of Jurassic Park Operation Genesis that are not good are the two things people seem to scream for the loudest, which is the island generator and the Site B mode. I actually think those two elements are the worst parts. I think JPOG's island generator will never be as good as a well thought out, well designed map. And Site B mode was always rubbish. No one played Site B mode. Like, it was lame. Yeah, I think a slightly shorter fence here makes more sense if we are not having anything bigger than Monolopho in. Where's our dinosaur spawner? Like, I'm not saying we will have Monolopho again, but if we're having something around the same size, like... See, it would be okay with Cryolopho. I mean, it would even be almost okay with Alberto. I mean, Alberto is definitely pushing it. But Majunga it would be fine with, Lahavenator it would be fine with, even Megalo it would be fine with, Metri. There's a lot of carnivores that can't look over a fence this tall, so I think a fence this high is fine. Also, I like the fact it's angled inwards, which is exactly how the fence should be. The fence is angled inwards to prevent the animal climbing up it. Very simple piece of design that works very well. Happy enough with our mock scenery that we have going on here. Yeah, I'm happy with this enclosure, more or less. Oh, actually something I did want to do for this map. Just to demarcate that it is the version 2 of ISLA SODOR, or at least a modified, is I'm going to put Evo's wonderful pagoda up here instead. And let's vegetate. Lovely. Might have to shrink it down a bit so it actually looks like it's. Maybe give it a little bit of flat space around here. There we go. That's better. I actually want to put a couple more orange trees up here, just because I think it works. Maybe a couple of smaller red ones. Placed greenery as well. That's better. Bit more subtle than that pyramid. We could always add some more to the pagoda at some point if we decide to. Yeah, I think overall this enclosure is fine as is. I'm happy with the sort of style I went for it. And I'm reasonably happy with keeping this line of vegetation planters here. And I'm happy with keeping the stone walls here. I think they work fine. Something I am going to do is I'm going to get rid of these bushes. Last few minutes put in a hedgerow. Hello, Josiah. I'm sorry to say you've caught the end of the stream. The stream's going to be ending in a few minutes. But I will be streaming tomorrow, but I will be streaming the Isle instead of this. I actually think I want the bigger one. I think I want okay. But yeah, so tomorrow I'm going to be playing the Isle all day from 1 or... I might start a little bit earlier, I might start at 1 o'clock. Just to get a little bit more time in, because I don't feel today I've done that much. But again, it will be the same sort of style, so we'll start at like 1 o'clock, play for a while, take a break for dinner, play for another little section, and then end around this time tomorrow night. Robert, if you press Control and 2 with Kyodenic's free build mod, it turns off snapping. Just remember to turn Control and 2 on again afterwards. I do want to redesign this area around these amenities because I think it's a bit dull, a bit boring. So yeah, this area needs to be redesigned. Yeah, apparently it's been in there for ages, but I've never known about it. So I need to remember to do that more often. But yeah, I think this. I'm really enjoying rebuilding elements of this park, just improving the features in them, just to make it look a little nicer. The mini golf course, obviously, now that we have the really like now we can place down like slow walls and stuff. This mini golf course is gonna look radically different. So this will completely change. Yeah, I think this is working really well. And Rod, these glass panels, I mean, they're absolutely amazing. You need to put some light poles in the middle of them. But yeah, I think they look great. Just get down to ground level. Why can I not get down to ground level? That was a bit bizarre. Oh, there's a hitbox here. What's the hitbox that's here? There's a very large hitbox. Is it the thatch? Or is it the tree? It must be the thatch wall. Well, regardless. That's going to make it a little bit awkward, actually, to take screenshots. Is it the thatch? Yeah, it must be the thatch. The thatch buildings, hitboxes must be huge. It actually stops this side too. Actually, I just want to quickly check this. If I just get rid of that one and get rid of that one. Yeah, look, it's the thatch. The thatch buildings have a huge hitbox. Kai, that could do with being changed if I'm honest there, Kai, because that's going to really make stuff awkward. But anyway. Yeah, Rob, the glass panels look great. They really improve the build. So thank you for doing those. But yeah, we are now up to 9 o'clock, so I'm going to save here and end stream day Monday here. Thank you everyone for tuning in throughout today. And like I say, tomorrow we'll be playing the Isle all day. And you guys, if you are on the Isle, you are free to come and join me on the Isle tomorrow. I'm thinking of trying to grow something I haven't grown before. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in today. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And wherever you are, enjoy the rest of your Mondays. Stay safe and good night.